Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantel Francis, with my co-host, Tamika Francis. How you doing today, Tamika?
I am good. I am ready for the week. Well, slightly ready for the week.
Yes, we're going to have Tamika going live on site to hopefully meet Cache herself and the rest of the OG Island crew, and maybe Sally and Justine as well. Who knows? You're going to become besties with all these people, right?
Let's hope. Let's hope. I'm like, oh my God, there's gonna be so many people. I'm not even gonna get close to them. But I'm like, if I could just meet Cash and Justine, I've done my job.
Get a picture with them. You're gonna be so happy.
And then I will be ecstatic.
So fun. I know that there's somebody from the chat that you said that you might be meeting up with. Is that going to be a thing?
Yeah.
That's so good. That's really cool. Like, I love that it's actually a community that's going to go and like meet up, and like you'll have somebody to talk about with the show with, and like that's so awesome. So
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to any footage that you show. Can't wait. Now, if you guys are for the first time here on Realness, welcome. Happy to have you. Please subscribe to the channel. We are just trying to build a community of people that are willing to go to New York to go see Cash and then talk about it with us.
That's the plan.
Today to talk about Love Island. This is probably the third to last episode. UK season 7, episode 53. Wow. So I guess there's going to be 55 episodes. Or 5. Yeah.
50, yeah.
This is about average.
Tonight and Sunday and Monday. So that's... Is there not going to be episode Sunday? Okay.
There's an episode on... Oh, well, it's the bit on the side. But yes.
Oh, so, that's what comes on Sunday? Unseen Bits?
Unseen Bits is on Saturday. And that's considered an episode, so that would be 54, 55, 56.
Okay.
I think. Maybe 57. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's a live episode, the last one, usually, right?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Too long, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So Sam says, Faye and Teddy's date was so cheap, in my opinion. They were just in a pool. They done dirty, LOL. Sam, I actually liked their date. I thought they looked really good. Hi, Netha. We will talk more about it for sure. Hi, Ian. Thanks for joining. Hi, Luna. Hello. Oh, Netha. Yes, we cried. I'm sure Tamika had a little bit of a tear for Liberty.
Oh, man. I was tearing up from when they were showing the first look.
It's not cute. Hi, I didn't watch it yesterday, so this is perfect. I think you should watch it. It was actually a pretty good episode, I thought. It showed a lot about the relationships and the people in the villa. But we can talk about it if you want to do that. Did you think it was overboard with the violins and the orchestra playing for the dates?
Was there music playing for Faye and Teddy's date?
In like not live in their date, but in the beginning, like everybody's on their violins, like.
Oh, I liked it for Kaz and Tyler's date only because it was supposed to be kind of like that vibe, right? Like that old English country vibe. So it kind of went with it like a garden party. Faye and Teddy's date, which was just confusing to me because I was like, oh my God, that's so beautiful, like the rose petals with the hearts and all this stuff. And then the next thing I look, they're in it, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, so just to get you up to date, will be the super dates tonight. So the final dates for the final couples. It's also Liam's birthday, so we now know that Liam is a Leo. Right. So Faye gets a text, and they're going to be going on their final date. And so she gets up to get ready, and Teddy's like, give me a kiss, so she gives him a kiss. And before we get to Faye's actual date, this was the next part was kind of the inciting incident for the whole episode. So we see Liberty kind of in bed, and Jake is standing up, and I don't know if he was looking for something, and he says, in a way that I didn't hear it in my ear as banter, I heard it as complaining or like calling somebody out on their shit. He was like, why are you so messy? It's giving me the ick. And how he said it wasn't funny. You didn't find it nervous, eh? It's rude.
I want to know, does anybody think that it's coincidence, or I'm just being suspicious that all of a sudden it felt like this episode, the minute Mary's gone, he's like going at Liberty all day.
Huh. Well, give me more as to what you think about this.
I personally think maybe he was reserving Mary, that maybe he could try to switch to her, and that the minute she was gone, he felt like he could treat Liberty anyway because they were going to get to the end and she was just going to let him do whatever he wanted anyway. But that's just the way I'm seeing it, because I just find it funny that all of a sudden he showed his absolute true color asshole self this episode, because I never seen him, like, I didn't even know that her being a messy was a thing. Like, I did not know that, meaning that he hasn't said something like that before,
or not, or they haven't showed it on the episode,
or they haven't shown it
because
so,
they know, the guys seem to have known that he thinks that she's messy, and apparently Jake's a neat freak,
right? Which so what I'm saying is, if that's the case, could that seem to be the trigger? So to me, it's like either she felt it came out of nowhere, or he had been doing it way too much.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like in the tone. It's because we've been detecting this from Jake this whole time, that he's not that into her. So the way that he was saying it wasn't like it's endearing and he's like loves it about her. It wasn't like, oh my God, you're so messy. I can't with you. Like, there was no joking in his voice. It was very kind of accusatory and like mean, and just like he didn't like it. Like, if you're gonna say to somebody that you're supposed to love, that, oh, you're giving me the ick. What are you doing? Like, it would have been in a way that seemed very clear it was a joke.
Or like throw something at her, like, you're killing me here. Either to me.
Teasing, but it seemed actually like a warning. Like, like,
like, I'm gonna be gone, and this is one of the reasons why I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah, so I felt really bad for Liberty in that moment, because she's just standing there, like laying there, listening to him, like basically insult her and say that he's not really interested in her. And whether it was a joke or not, there's always a hint of truth in anything that you say. Even if you say it as a joke, there's some truth behind it. So she's more picking up on that, and maybe he's been doing that more and more, or she's noticing it more and more. Luna, who do we think will win? Well, according to the super dates, it looks like Millie and Liam looks like they're slated to win, right? Because they have one of the mega dates.
So didn't we say that we think this was the order? So it was Kaz, Faye and Teddy, and then Liberty and Jake. And you notice they got the yacht date. And the other two dates were like not as, I guess, exponential. And then it'll be, Liam and Millie, or depending, we're not sure, but could be swapped. Liam and Millie, Chloe and Tyler, but Toby. But I think it's probably going to be Liam and Millie, Chloe and Toby, in that order. But we will see.
Yeah, we have to see the end of the next three dates. Yeah. Obviously, Liberty and Jake are not going to win at all anymore. But yeah, we'll have to see how the dates go between Chloe and Toby, and then Millie and Liam. I'm thinking that it's going to be Millie and Liam, though. I feel like they want them to win more, the producers.
That's what I'm saying. I think that was the order of the vote, but I also agree with you that I think that the producers want Millie and Liam to win, so they might get the best dates, just so people can be, they're in so much in love. Exactly.
Yeah, and unless if Toby doesn't say the let's be girlfriend or exclusive, if you want to win, Toby's gonna have to say it. He might though. He might.
I told you that at first. I was like, oh, they're never gonna work after this. They're gonna dump each other. And then I just noticed that he really likes her. He really likes her. So I can see him saying it definitely on their date.
So Netha, I think this is about Faye's date. I think that the idea of their date was nice. It was just awkward with them standing in the middle of a pool.
I was so confused. I'm like, why are they in the pool? And then why isn't the water moving? How much flowers did they dump in the damn?
What I was thinking is like, how long are they going to be in there? I'm like, are the rose petals going to dye her bathing suit? And I'm like, is she going to get, are her feet going to get pruny? Like how long are they in that pool? Like not moving so they don't move the rose petals. Like,
I know, it's so confusing. But I mean, I thought the setting was pretty.
So I'm wondering if it was all just staged, like.
That's what I was saying. I was confused because I'm like, okay, I thought it was like a pool because I've seen that before. Like, in Bali, they have like pools of water with lots of flowers and then a couple goes into it. But usually they're wearing a bathing suit. So then I was so confused because I was like, did she change into a bathing suit?
She was wearing a bathing suit, actually. She was wearing like heels and then that beige bathing suit with just like the shawl, like the cover up over it.
Okay. So they must have known. Yeah, so then they must have told them to wear some, because I was so confused. I told you, I blinked, and then the next thing I knew, they were in the water, and I was like, how did that happen? What did I miss? So, yeah, I was confused at how they were in the water. Like, I was like, is it all rose petals? Because that's a lot of environment to be damaging, or was it like water? I don't know. I
think it was water, and I think they just told them, like, don't move.
Yeah, they had to have.
Hi, Jessica. Thanks for joining. Hi, Netha. Or Bridgerton. I haven't seen Bridgerton the first couple of episodes. Yes, maybe with like the rolling hills and Teddy and Kaz's not Teddy. Sorry, Tyler's date was kind of Bridgerton vibes, but she wasn't really dressed Bridgerton-y. But
no, but I liked her outfit. I thought I think it complimented him, and she just looked really, really nice. But that's what I'm saying. That was the vibe. Even what they said, the Lord and Lady. So I feel like that was the vibe they were going for. So it definitely, the music to me helped with the setting. It could have been a more date, like more things happening. But as who was it? Chad, I think he is. From season 5 or 6 said he got a bonfire, so could have been that.
Hi Dan, thanks for joining us. So did you see the first look? Kaz slept with Liberty in the daybed instead of sleeping with Tyler. Kaz is a true friend. I mean, Kaz 100% would probably be like really upset that she wasn't there for Liberty when she was on her date.
Yeah. And Liberty is such a good friend. They are just really good friends to each other, because you can tell she was hurt and she held it in till they left for their date. Mm-hmm. She did not let it out to mess up Kaz and Tyler's date.
Absolutely, Luna. Kaz is a true bestie. Yeah, she really does take care of Liberty. They take care of each other. And yes, I think that they have a really good, true friendship. Yeah, they're really good to each other. Liberty was so considerate that she waited for Cass to leave for her date before she broke down. Oh, don't make me cry. I'm going to cry. I want them to have loads of brand deals together. I can see that.
That would be amazing. Did anybody see the article that said that Cass is like stands to make a lot of money when she comes out, because she was already doing some of this stuff, so people started going back through her feed, and brand deals are like waiting, like Pretty Little Things, I think, or Boohoo, one of the two, had actually commented how that they're Kyler fans.
That's great.
Yeah,
really great. So I don't think that this is the first time that he has gone at Liberty like this. He's been making comments here and there, and we haven't seen it. That's how emotional abuse starts with something. I think he would just break up with her. I don't think that they were going to last outside the villa. I think he's just trying to get through the season and hopefully get a win.
Yeah. I just was like, how come all of a sudden on camera it just like the flip came.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Felicitas. Thanks for joining us. That seems trivial. When Liberty was talking, she mentioned stuff he had said that we, the viewers, haven't seen, like her lipstick. I guess her lipstick in her shoe.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that. I do remember her saying that. Yeah, I was like, what? Where did what does he even mean by that?
Mm-hmm. Liberty and Kaz's friendship is something that she loves. Liberty waited to cry after Kaz left for her date. It looks like she waited until night to tell Kaz about the breakup so Kaz can maintain her high from her date.
That's so awesome.
It's such the little things that come across as jokes and slowly chips away at your confidence into your shell of yourself. Absolutely, though. That is true. Though, how emotional abuse can work for sure, and being in a relationship with somebody that doesn't actually like you, absolutely. I just don't think it would have gone further outside of the villa.
Yeah.
I think he actually likes her.
Yeah.
Also, Kaz sleeping on the daybed with Liberty in the first look. Yes. Liberty has 800,000 followers right now. She'll definitely be fine. Okay, so she has the highest right now, I think. I think both Chloe and Toby, Liam and Millie will come back as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
Fader baboon lipstick. She does overline them a little bit.
And tonight was, I mean, last night wasn't as bad though. Like I've seen worse.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. I don't like that color that she wears. It's kind of like a gray, browny gray, like a taupe. Like, I don't think that one looks good. I don't mind when she wears like lip pinks, or even if she has like a little bit of like reddish color in it, but I don't like when she wears that gray brown color.
I don't like that brown. The brown, she never needs to use brown again. Brown is not her color.
I honestly think that Tyler and Cass have a really good chance to win. No. Because of the Love Island first look, everyone in the comments was like Tyler for the win. People in the comments, but not
which comments though? Are you talking about IG or Twitter? Because if you're talking about Facebook, if you're talking about those two, you need to go look at Facebook.
I don't see it. I really like them, but I do not see the Facebook people.
I mean, vote for them if you can. I've tried everything to try to see if I can vote for them, and I can't. So, but if you can vote if you're in the UK, you can vote for them. I say vote for them. They're in the final.
Nah, it's Chloe or Milliam. We know this. Yeah, we know this.
Yeah.
We'd rather it be Milliam because they're both white, to be fair. I would like them to win, but I really don't see it happening. Their votes are way less than for each other. Voters. The only way it will happen is if the voters split the votes between the other three. Yeah, I don't see them getting enough votes. Well, thank you, Luna. I wonder if Jake has ever mentioned Faye's lipstick to her. Maybe he was talking about Faye's lipstick. No, I think it's probably like things like, oh, I don't want to kiss you right now because you're wearing red lipstick. It's probably that.
Yeah.
Which most guys don't, but then also a lot of guys don't care.
Yeah, some guys don't care, and if you won't kiss them, they're like, why won't you kiss me? And if you try to explain, but that's why, I mean, not that I'm kissing a lot of people, I very rarely wear like regular lipstick, but because I don't like it to move if I'm wearing red. So I'll wear matte lipstick or like a liquid that stays on your lip, because otherwise I'm not gonna wear red lipstick because it'll just come right off.
I mean, I love red lipstick, and so anybody that dates me, sorry, deal. That's just gonna be, you're gonna have like a red mark around your lips. That's just how it's gonna be. Apparently Liberty's family are over there, and so she has support. They came for the Meet the Family episode. Is that gonna be tonight?
Yeah, I think it's over the weekend, but they made them come in early to quarantine and stuff.
So it's usually, aren't they usually before the super dates?
Usually, I thought so too, because from what I remember, they were before the dates. But maybe I'm using USA more as a guide. I don't know. I've never watched, past 5. So I thought 5 and 6, because there were some couples we didn't see, and we didn't see their families. Like, we didn't see Priscilla and Mike's family. Did we? Yes, we did actually. And they were so yes, it's always been before.
Brother? I can't remember.
Yeah, his brother and his brothers came. Yes, I think so.
So at the villa, we have Millie being domestic, and she's making Liam some birthday blueberry pancakes with blueberries. So she goes and brings Liam over, and they're talking, and then Liberty and Kaz go and bring the mimosas or orange juice and the pancakes. I think that producers came and brought the pancakes, because those pancakes look better than the pancakes that Millie was making, and it just felt, I was like, that seems like with the magic of television. All of a sudden we have these beautiful blueberry pancakes, and like we heard from Millie that it looked like a piece of naan bread.
That's what I said. I said, that looks like Nan. I don't know if that's what she was going for, but it definitely looks that way.
So, but like while all this is happening, or before this happens, or whatnot, right in the morning, we have that Faye and Teddy had left for their date already, and the girls are all talking on the terrace, and they are actually seem really kind of favorable about Faye and Teddy. So we didn't really see the transition. Like the last thing that we really saw of them all interacting was like Faye being upset for them being voted least compatible. And then it seemed like everybody was kind of nice about them and how they expected them to maybe come back as boyfriend and girlfriend. So where did the switch come from, do you think?
Like I said, I think the next day when they were dealing with the babies, you could see, remember Kaz was holding Faye's baby so she could get ready, and, was encouraging her to take care of the baby. And then I think even, who was it? Like, they were leaving each other with the babies, and while they got, because otherwise I kept saying, I'm like, the guys wanted, like, the Toby was like, I have to go pee, and I was like, how did you think that they peed when you left? Like, you got to send the baby to one of the guys. So I think they were just bonding over that day. And then, as I said, you just have to give Faye time, and then she, kind of let it all go. But yeah, so we didn't really see the transition, but I don't think like, especially with Kaz, I don't think Kaz was as mad with Faye that it was like a big thing. I don't think even Faye was as mad with Kaz. I think Kaz was more mad with Aaron than anything. And then, they had all really apologized to each other. But that's why I said Liberty just needed, she said what she said, and she just needed to let it go, and her and Faye would be fine, as long as Faye stayed away from Jake. I don't think Jake being around was helping either.
Yeah, because like Faye's not happy with Jake, so Jake, don't pop in with your 2 cents. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, don't hold me back. Hold me back.
Right.
So the boys are talking to Liam. They're like, oh my God, you're 22. I'm just like, oh my God, he was half my age. And now like he's 22. I've done so much since I was 22. Like, anyways, so young. So that's when Millie was in the kitchen making the pancakes. They brought them over. I really thought that was like a magic of television moment, because those pancakes weren't the same pancakes that Millie was making, not in my opinion. So what did you think then? This was another part of their downfall. So Liberty and Jake are in the kitchen. Jake is making eggs, and they start singing some song about like making eggs in the kitchen, gives me a kiss or something like that. And he's like, oh, like why do you say that? And she's like, oh, that's a part of the song. And he's like, I'm waiting. Like, are you gonna give me a kiss? And she's like, I was just scooching over on the countertop to give him a kiss. I felt that whole moment was awkward, forced, and it was kind of manipulative, I felt, in a little way. Like,
he called her an idiot.
I didn't hear that. Oh my gosh.
He said, I'm singing the song and I'm making eggs, you idiot.
I didn't hear him say that word. Really?
Yes.
Rude.
And then you could tell she was like a little taken aback. And then she was like, okay, I'm coming. Like, he's lucky he didn't get punched yesterday.
That is rude. Yeah, so if I was her though, like, and how he was talking to me, like, I wouldn't be scooching over to get a kiss from him. And then like he kisses her, and then he like moves completely away to like do something else on the other side of the kitchen. And I'm like, you are not acting like someone that likes this girl at all, buddy. Not at all. So Netha is saying though that it usually is before the dates over here as well. So must have been a quarantine situation. But why wouldn't they just do it on the video screens like they have been doing in the US?
Yeah. I don't know either. I don't know.
So we kind of talked about it a little bit, but Faye and Teddy's date with the rose petals in the water. I still thought it looked really pretty. I thought she looked very pretty. I do feel that they like each other a lot, and we do get the moment where Teddy asks Faye to be his girlfriend. Did you believe this moment? How did you feel?
I never. It's not that I ever thought that Faye and Teddy don't like each other. I think they do like each other a lot. It's whether they should be together. Like that's a whole other thing. Like, but I mean, everybody seems to be happy with them. They've come far, according to them. I don't know how I personally feel about it, but it's also not for me to. I just don't. I don't think, based on what we've seen and the tools that they have right now, that they could last for a long time at the villa. I think they need to work on themselves individually a little more. But if that's what Teddy wants and that's what Faye wants, good for them. I just don't know if it's gonna last.
Well, and he does say though that like he's excited to meet her, introduce her to his family and to meet hers and stuff like that. And so I do feel as though he wants it to work. And she, with her responses to some of their conversations, she's like, you really been the only person to see this through. And I could tell that she is embarrassed about how she kind of treated him and is really thankful. Like, even though she can't really say it, like, it's hard for her to say it, but she actually is letting him in my opinion. And so I can see now that they have this label that it's more likely for her to work
feel
on their
care and feel more secure. I also did not like him saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I made you feel that way in Casa Amor, and I'm sorry. That's why I had to apologize." And I'm like, "Dude, you did nothing wrong. I don't understand."
Well, I mean, this, like, I think that what he's saying, he wants to make her feel assured that it's not going to happen again. And so, like, what he did in Casa Amor, I guess, like, the fact that he wasn't fully honest with the fact that his attraction and stuff like that. I think that just his actions and how he moved and how he explained it is where he was coming from. You know what I mean? Like, because it did hurt her, he will move differently because he doesn't want to hurt her, and he didn't realize that was, offensive. And so I can see why he wants to apologize for that.
I more took it that she was upset that he even went, and I'm like, I don't think he had a choice.
No, I think that's how he handled the whole Casa Amor situation, because even though we don't think that he did anything particularly wrong, I think that he's saying that he's going to be more considerate of her feelings in the future, that how things could look might hurt her feelings. So I just think that he's just going to be more considerate for Faye, even though he might not have to with somebody else. You know what I mean?
Got it.
I don't mind him. I don't mind him saying that to her.
I was so confused. I was like, but I don't understand. You had to go and you didn't do it. It was the wording that they said. It might not have been the correct word because they were like in. And I was like, but wait a minute. Like, he had to go to Casa Amor. There was no choice. Like, so
I think it's the whole conversation. I think it was how things happened, with how he acted, with the postcard, with not being fully transparent. I think it was the whole thing. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of how I was taking it. It was like everything about Casa Amor and how he acted with what happened.
Got it.
That's what I think anyway. So Kaz and Tyler and Chloe and Toby are talking, and they are pretty comfortable together, like, as like a group. I like them hanging out. I like both of those couples the best, to be honest. And I can't believe that I'm saying this about Toby and Chloe, but those two couples are my favorite couples. And they do, I don't know if it was Tyler or Kaz, ask Chloe and Toby, like, so do you think you're going to come back for your date as boyfriend and girlfriend? And Chloe's just playing it cool, but she's just like, I don't know. And, I think it was Tyler. He's like, oh, this will be your first time for you. This will be your first time, huh? Like, so I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I can see it, because I can see it, because even he was like, oh, that's what he's going to do. He was so sure Teddy was going to do it, because I know that's probably on his head as well. But yeah, so We will see. I'll be very happy to see how that actually goes. Like how the conversation
Really, but it'll be exactly what is right for their relationship. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean the entire episode. I think that was the most we saw of them the entire episode. Though I will say it was funny because like at the end they're in the background playing with each other, which I actually liked rather than them being upfront and close and like them going at each other. Them being in the background, you see that that's their relationship. They're having a playful, fun relationship in the background was nice to me.
Yes, I did. I was like, well, I was only could hear it because I was like in another window on my computer, and I was like, what, oh my god, what's happening? Are they fighting? Who's fighting? And then I like went, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're just actually like fighting.
Yeah, yeah, and it was nice. It was like, okay, so that is their relationship. That's not a put on for the show. That's just their relationship. So it was nice to see.
Yes. So then Liberty and Jake are taking this selfie, and it was a very weird moment. Like they're taking a selfie, and she's like, "Oh, that's cute. That looks good. Oh, you look fit. Like that's a good picture." And he's like, "No, I don't. No, I don't." And they take another one, and he's like, he doesn't think he looks good, and he's like, "Oh, it's all about you, isn't it?" What?
It was
What?
so
He's like,
abusive. Like the entire thing was so abusive. So abusive. He was just going at her and going like, and I've been there when somebody like just won't stop going at you and going at you, and you're like, what the hell is this about? Like, I didn't do anything wrong for this to keep happening. Like, and so like you don't even know how to even respond at that point.
not at all. And so I was like, poor girl, like, why is he talking to her this way? She's like, she thinks he look good in the picture, and he's like, oh, with my eyes closed. I was like, God, like, it was just, he took it so personally that it's like, it's just a photo on a smartphone. It can be erased and another photo can be taken. Like, where's the big deal here? Ugh, Jake. So we're back with Teddy. Well, we were back at the actual the date, Teddy, the super date, and he asked her to be her girlfriend. He's like, she's like, are you sure? They say yes. They kiss. It was a nice moment. I liked it. And then they come back into the villa. So the boys take the Teddy obviously over, and he's like, she's my girl. She's my girlfriend. And pretty excited about it. And in his confessional, Teddy's like, oh my God, I'm a man with a girlfriend. I'm a man with a girlfriend. So I do like how happy he is. I do feel that it's genuine for sure. And yeah, I like them together. I know that they've had a lot of troubles. I know that we have problems with Faye and how she communicates and speaks to people when she's upset. But I do feel as though she's trying. I think she's trying a little bit. And so I like them together. And so the girls are super excited for Faye, and she had kept some rose petals in her boobs. And so she gives a few rose petals to each of the girls, and they decide to do kind of like a rose petal toast to Teddy and Faye's relationship. I like that moment too. I thought it was sweet. So Faye does say in her confessional that this was an unforgettable, or maybe it was to the girls. I can't remember, but it was an unforgettable moment, and she is happier than she's ever felt. And I am happy for Faye that she's getting this opportunity to feel loved. I think that she's probably not felt a lot of love in her life, and so I do feel like this is her allowing herself to feel a little bit of love. So hopefully this will begin her healing process, and then maybe she'll get the other help that she needs. So Kaz and Tyler, they get their text. They are going to be going on their final date. And as we mentioned before, Liberty waits until Kaz leaves on her date before she breaks down. So she's crying outside of the front door. And, you know, it was just so heartbreaking for Liberty, because she's just like, you know, she's like, has been wanting to cry for so long, and like waiting for her friend to leave because she doesn't want to spoil her date and make it all about her, that she just breaks down. And, you know, Faye runs over immediately. Yes, Luna, did anyone see how fast Faye went to comfort Liberty? Like, I thought she was done with Faye. And that's when you see in moments how when people really do care about each other. It's in moments like this. It's like nothing that was said between the two of them mattered at this point. Like Faye's only objective was to make Liberty feel better and comfort her in any way that she could. So I thought that was a really endearing moment, and it showed how much they care for each other, no matter what they've been through up until now.
Yeah, so some people thought that it was the producers said set Faye, it was Faye's redemption arc. And I'm gonna tell you, my best friend's a Gemini, and she would give the shirt off her back to a stranger if she could. And so, you know, even if she's not friends with somebody, as long as it's not something that's harmful to her, she would still, if they needed her, she would still be there for them. And so I can definitely see that about Faye. And
but she's the best one to go over there. Even if the producers told her to go over, like I can't see Millie going over to comfort Liberty.
Well, it didn't sound like Millie was really on Liberty's side about anything as it was. You know, she and Liam were talking about it that, oh, like trying to paint it as the insecurity was on Liberty's side. And I don't understand that, because it wasn't like he was gnawing at her. Like we could see it on, so that, like, they shouldn't even have said anything, because it was obvious they weren't paying attention to what was happening, and it was obvious that Liberty also didn't go to the girls yet to tell them what. So the comment just seemed like, why are you guys even commenting? You don't know what's going on for sure, and it's unfair to try to make it paint it out to be Liberty's fault, when in fact it seemed like it was more of an insecurity on his side. And then because she was trying to help him feel better, to make himself feel better, he went even more at her.
Yeah, no, definitely, like, Millie's not going to be someone that's going to go over to talk to her. And then also, like, Chloe, she has had conversations with Liberty, but she's always, like, mad at Jake. And so she's usually just like, oh, he's an asshole. Like, well, I can't believe he talked like that. Which, true, I think she's very honest and truthful, but I don't know if that was the right response for Liberty in that moment. So I think Faye was the best person to go over and talk to her out of who was left in the villa.
Yeah, so so it felt like she was able, because I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to take herself and her feelings out of it, but I was very proud of her saying, you know what? I can't comment on Jake himself because I don't like him. So whatever I have to say about him is never going to be kind. But she focused on Liberty, validating Liberty's feelings, validating that she should not leave. You know what I mean?
Oh, I loved how she was saying, like, no, you stay.
Yes.
You stay.
Yeah.
This is your experience. Like, don't allow him to make you leave. Like, no, I did love that. Nothing says I think that Faye's the type who can't just sit back and watch someone be upset and do nothing. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm sure the producers were like, Faye, Liberty's crying outside, and she just, like, ran over there.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't even stop. So I do think the producers used that situation though as part of Faye's redemption arc. Sure, there's no way that Faye would have known that she was outside and
she ran past her. She ran past her, didn't she?
I don't remember. I'm not sure if it was that or like, I'm not sure. I don't remember if she ran past her or not. Oh, poor Liberty. She's so sweet. I also didn't like the comments that Millie was making about Liberty when she was upset. What were the comments? I didn't write any down.
It was just kind of like, you know how insecure she is.
Oh, yes.
And he keeps making those comments, but he doesn't mean anything by them. You know, that's her own insecurities. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I didn't like Millie saying that. I didn't like Liam being like, oh, like, why is she upset, like, about the messy thing?
Yeah.
Like, don't judge people on what upsets them. Like, you don't know what's been going on in the relationship. You don't know what she's gone on in her life for that to maybe affect or hurt her. So for you to be like, she's not allowed to have these feelings because you wouldn't take them personally. Like, shut up.
If Liam had took her Nan pancakes and said, "Oh, these are some shit pancakes," she would have been upset. whether he was joking or not, because what she was doing, what came out of the kindness of her heart. So I don't understand going after Liberty, whether it was an insecurity or not. You don't understand how that would feel. So don't even make those statements.
Yeah, I wasn't really happy with it there. She ran past Faye when she was in the kitchen.
I thought so too, unless that was a different part. I knew it happened. I thought it happened twice, but maybe it only happened once.
I remember her running, and so I don't know if I'm making up the image, but I can picture Faye seeing it. I'd have to look back to know definitively, but I believe you guys if you saw it. I also think the producers have an agenda against Kaz. They don't show enough of Kyler.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that. Yeah, because basically, like, Pri and Brett are saying the same thing. They're like, no, they have a really good relationship. They've said it in their stories. They said it on an interview. Anybody else that have come out lately have said it in stories and on interviews. And so it's obvious that Kaz and Tyler have a really good relationship. I mean, they know that their name is Kyler. So
yeah, exactly. So with Liberty crying to Faye the first time, they moved like 3 times, which is funny. So first they're outside of the villa, and they're crying, and she's like, I don't want to stay in the villa with somebody that doesn't like me or love me. And she's like, it's not right in here. And it's like, she knows that it's not right. And like, we can tell, like, she does talk to Jake a little bit later, and she says there's a change in the energy, and I can feel the change in the energy.
That's what I'm saying. What's the change in the energy? The fact that Mary left.
And he doesn't have to pretend to
make. He doesn't have that backup. Exactly.
I don't know. So Faye goes to get some Kleenex, and now they're sitting inside the doors of the villa, and they're talking. And, you know, Liberty says, like, seeing how Teddy is willing to accept Faye for who she is, no matter how things have gone down, she's willing to accept Faye. It really pointed out how much Jake is not willing to accept Liberty for the little things that he doesn't potentially like about her.
There's a little too much acceptance, but I agreed with her.
You mean from Teddy to Faye? Yes. Well, I think so. Her point is that, like, look, Faye is able to go and be, like, rude and like
who she is, basically. Yeah. And exactly she is, and has found somebody that loves her no matter what. Yeah, I agree.
Willing to look past that and see who she truly is. And so, even if we don't think it's like the right decision necessarily for Teddy to forgive so quickly, like, it shows her that there are people still willing to love you for all your faults, and her faults are not even near as big as Faye's are. So why is she fighting for this relationship when someone won't accept the fact that she wears red lipstick or the high heels or whatever it is that that she's messy, whatever these things aren't something he can get over.
Yeah, that's it. It's taking me 30-something years to basically come to the point that Liberty is at. Like, for real, like, there was just a point where I realized that as a person, there's some things you just can't change as a person. I'm messy. That's how I'm going to be. I do my best, but I'm also a very busy person. So if you can't take that I'm messy, you're not the one for me. If you can't take that I like Disney, you're not the one for me. Like, if you can't take that I love Broadway, you're not the one for me. If you can't take that, you know, my kids are my end all be all, you're absolutely not the person for me. And that's what I know I need in a person. So I'm not going to relegate myself to just accepting anybody into me and my children's life going forward.
Absolutely. And you shouldn't have to, because there's so many lids for so many pots. So Kaz and Teddy, I put Teddy. Kaz and Tyler's date. Is they're going to be on
Well, Kaz and Teddy.
No. Imagine how would be that happened, because they did have a little bit of I guess something when they were talking.
I liked him better with Rachel. I don't know.
I didn't like Rachel really. Like, I felt that she was pretending to be something that she wasn't fully. personally.
I do like her. Like, I follow her on Instagram. She's not too bad, but she's also a foodie, and that's the only reason why I followed her.
I never like her being a foodie. There was something. There's just something that was just not real about her, how she was going about pursuing Teddy. For me.
Oh, Teddy. Oh, well, obviously, because then when they asked her would she couple up with Teddy on the outside, she said hell no. So something. I think something was off about that entire relationship, because it seemed like in the initial thing, like they had a really good like chemistry, and then after that, I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah,
but I did see him having a better chemistry with Faye. But I didn't. To me, I didn't see him having as good of a chemistry with Kaz as I did with Rachel. Is what I'm saying.
Fair. But I was also like, I guess I really wanted Kaz to find somebody, so I was like, oh, they're cute together. Yeah. So I may have just like blocked
blinder.
So they're definitely, cute on their date, and they talk about he talks about having an instant attraction to her when she came in, and that he really just wanted to make her feel good and feel beautiful and feel wanted. So I like that we knew that like when he first came in, and that's why it was so frustrating and heartbreaking that he didn't remember that's still the same person that he didn't want to make feel unwanted. And then he comes back and makes her feel unwanted by bringing another woman into the villa. So Tyler, like, here's a warning.
Yes.
Careful.
I think at the point that we're at, when they have the conversation throughout, like, I am glad that they decided not to be boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm really glad. I'm really happy with where they are in their relationship. I think they have really good chemistry. I think they will work on the outside, but I'm glad that they're not trying to force it, go faster, do more things, because they did have that hiccup, and I feel like they need to come on the outside, coincide with that hiccup, and keep it moving.
I love that he says he can't wait to build something with her outside of the
villa. And I was glad to because I wasn't sure if they lived close to each other, but he said, we don't live that far from each other, and they're very excited to see, even though it sounded like he was like, well, I'm not trying to move in, but it sounded like kind of like he was trying to move in. And I was laughing because I was like, the way he said it was kind of like, but I wouldn't mind you moving. So I'm really happy with the totality of the conversation, but I understand what you're saying.
So back to the producers and Kaz. This is a relationship. Netha says they have, since they got together, they don't want the possibility of them winning. They decided who they wanted to win and just make the narrative fit. Yeah.
I think I said it yesterday. I don't think that the producers in any way saw that Tyler and Kaz were gonna make it past this.
Who got an angry lad here? It says stop.
Yeah, I think he's a troll.
Are you Jake's only friend?
Yeah.
We don't know anything. Okay.
Obviously.
I know what I can see, and I can see that Jake isn't into Liberty, and that's all we need to know. Yeah. See you later. Okay, he's not fighting for Liberty. If he liked Liberty, he would truly fight for her, and he hasn't shown that. So back we see Liberty and Faye moving to outside, I think they're on the swing.
Yeah, I think they're on the swing.
The swinging bench, and Liberty just like, I feel numb inside, and like she's just like laying on Faye, and she has her sunglasses on. Faye's kind of stroking her hair, and Jake comes over. I was like, "Oh, don't go over, Jake. This is awkward." Just like she doesn't want to talk to you, and she's pretending to sleep, like so that he'll like go away, and she doesn't take the hint. And so Faye eventually is like, "Hey, do you want me to leave you two alone?" And so he leaves them alone, and he sits down. They start talking, and she's basically saying to him, like, "You don't seem to like me. There's an energy change. You don't like my shoes. You don't like my lipstick. You think that I'm messy. Like, you don't like things about me. You don't accept me for who I am. You don't love me for being me. I can't do anything right." And she starts taking off her bracelet, saying, "I'm going to give this back." Ooh. Wait, hold on. Angry Lad said he loves her. If he didn't, why did he make her his girlfriend,
You
huh?
gotta be a troll. So I'm gonna ignore you right now. But I was gonna say, the whole he pulled the girlfriend out the ass thing again, and I'm just like, there was no feeling in the conversation that he was having with her. It just was. I I don't like him. And I'm going to say that I don't like him because I think he is abusive. Like, I think he was been forcing this relationship the entire time. And what happened is when she, he wanted her to be a Stepford wife and just cater to it. He gave her the title. She was supposed to just be okay with it. And now she's supposed to be okay with taking his shit because she's his girlfriend. But what he wanted to do was win the game, and then it probably pissed him off that everybody saw through him no matter what. And so now I think it was just the end, and he just was like, whatever, I'm not going to win, so I don't care how I treat her. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It was very bizarre, like how he really saw this going. Like it's kind of like he's like, well, I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. What do you? I was just banter. I was just joking. Like, and it was just kind of like, wait, Jake, why don't you recognize how you made her feel and just apologize and being like, how he apologizes, it's so defensive that it's very off-putting. And I'm thinking that that's why she couldn't get over it to like still stay in a relationship with him, because it's like he doesn't say things that are going to make her feel better or want to be in a relationship with her. So before they have their final nail in the coffin conversation, we go back to Kaz and Tyler, and he's calling her my lady, and after their little like dinner, I don't think there was any food there, but they're sitting at a table in a cobblestone area, and they get up and they start dancing, and we can hear the violins playing in the background. I love that color blue. Royal blue.
Oh yeah, she looked, and somebody put up a picture on Twitter of her with the side by side of her and Princess Tiana, and Tiana was in blue, and it just like really matched. And she looked gorgeous, I will say, she did. When they were going through the outfits, like I feel like she picked the perfect outfit for what they went out to do.
Yes, loved it. I love them together dancing in the courtyard. It was cheesy, but it was very cute. So Liberty goes into the kitchen to get some water, and Jake's kind of following her around. This is where we saw Toby and Chloe kind of in the background play fighting. And so she's sipping her water, and he goes and he gives her a peck while she's sipping her water. And I was like, awkward moment there. And so they go over to chat, and again, and he's like, he says, I won't change for anybody. So I was like, okay, so you won't change for anybody. You don't like how Liberty is. She's not going to change for anybody. This is not great. And so I don't know who said it, though. Maybe it's best we go our separate ways. But they both agree. And they decide that we're done. They're done. Gibby is done. Gibberty is over. And I think when she came back in and she's like, we're done. I don't know. Did she say we're done or I'm done? Because we know that Faye following her is like, Liberty Pool, you're not done. So was that her?
She's like, she said, I think based on the little caption thing, she said, I'm done. She's like, we're done. I'm done. And she took off her mic pack and everything. And Faye was like, no, you can't leave. Like, because we were getting it from Faye's mic. But I think that's what she'd say.
Oh,
that's what I was saying. I couldn't remember if it was this time and the last time she ran past her, but I couldn't remember. I still think Faye was probably the best person to have that discussion with her, though, because Millie was not going to have that discussion, and Chloe was not going to be able to be serious enough to have that conversation with.
Absolutely. So Kaz is definitely not Tyler's type. I know someone who dated him, but I am for Kyler. Nice. I mean, what's your type? Like, it's kind of who you're attracted to. And so maybe they wouldn't have gotten together like in the real outside world, but that's kind of what is nice about these dating reality shows, that you meet people that you probably would never have met before and never realized that you might have a good connection with. So I am hoping that this kind of means that they have something good going. Whoa. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know who this guy is. I didn't see who that is. But Angry Lad's gone for now. No, I blocked him, so all of his messages should disappear. What is her type? He only dated. Has he only dated that type? I wonder now. But yeah, what is his type? Oh shoot, what's going on here? He was pressing about us talking about Jake's treatment of Liberty. Okay, I thought when she told Faith she was done, she meant that she was done with the show. Yeah, I think that's what Tamika is saying, and I didn't hear it properly, so I wasn't sure if she said we're done and Faith thought she said I'm done, but if she said I'm done, like that makes also sense. Of course.
Yeah.
I know this Turkish chick who is my best friend's colleague. He dated a lot of Arab and Turkish girls. Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I can see him like liking somebody exotic.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of where Clarice was on the spectrum, which is probably why he did go for her, because he didn't go for Selma. And I think Selma was beautiful. I don't think it was just like he was just going to go for any girl. I think he really was attracted to Clarice, but I just think it came down to personality at the end of the day. And that actually makes more sense. No. I don't think you're questioning his intentions. I actually think this actually makes more sense of why he probably did what he did, because if she is, he said, based on this conversation, that she was the one he was going for, but that he didn't realize they were going to have that instant attraction to each other like they did, like it came out of nowhere for him. So I think that's probably why he was really questioning why he was so into her, and probably why he allowed himself to go to a Clarice, because that is probably what he's used to dating, and then realize, no, it's really Kaz. Like, I like her. So actually that makes a lot more sense to why we saw what happened.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. I think it makes him seem more genuine, knowing that like he thought that Clarice might be more his type and that he might be more attracted to them. And the fact that he wasn't in the end, he did go back to Kaz. It does seem to be that they have something that he didn't expect, maybe. So.
Yeah, and even on some of the clips, when you go back, he just kept saying he didn't understand why he was so jealous of her and Matt. And Teddy was like, yeah, I don't know why you're jealous, because you could just be doing the same thing with Clarice. And he just like could not get over it. He couldn't.
So Nathan says it does make sense. He went for his usual type and then realized that he had a better connection with Kaz. Absolutely, Netha.
It makes total sense, actually.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, that's pretty much everything for this episode today. We will be back here tomorrow around 3 p.m. Eastern, just to talk about tonight's episode, the last of the super dates. Maybe it'll be a little bit of the parents as well. Not sure what else they're going to cram into the episode tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to it. I do want to see how the other 3 dates go. What is for the future for Jake and Liberty? That is definitely going to be something I'm interested in. So what do you have going on? We know what you have going on, but tell the people what you have going on today, Tamika.
So tonight, I hope everybody's following me on Entertainment in Color on, especially on Instagram, but I am on Entertainment in Color and on all social media platforms. I will be going to Cash's event in New York City tonight. Actually, I'm leaving in a few hours. I'm hoping that I get to meet Cash and Justine. I was saying that in the beginning of this episode, if you missed it, that if I can meet Cash and Justine, I've done my job. If I don't get to meet them, at least you guys will have some enjoyable content, because I'm going to try to go live.
Yay, yay. So make sure you follow Tamika at Entertainment in Color. And so she'll hopefully be able to document her experience with some pictures, with some lives, with some stories. I'm looking forward to see how the event goes tonight, which is pretty fun. Hopefully it works out for them. He doesn't want to be another Caleb because people already prejudge him. Yeah, I mean, I do hope it works out for them too.
Stop saying Caleb's name. Like, it's like you're wishing the ghost of Caleb on everybody. And like, I hate that. Like, use some stars in there so that we don't see the whole name. I just can't stand it.
Oh, bye, Ayan. Yes, go watch the show. Though it's a good episode for like character building, and like it's just like a very full episode. It's not super drama, but like it was emotional and like heartfelt. So it's a good episode for that. Hi, Jada. Did you guys see the Casa More Girls acting up? Yes, we did.
I don't know. Kay is going on and about not being invited, that she's upset that the friends that she became close to didn't invite her. And I'm like, which friends? Because this is, if you look at the poster is Cash is being hosted by her former job as a welcome home party. That's the event. And there's no other Islanders on the event. They announced the event. They announced the time for the event. If you wanted to come to the event, you could come to the event. I'm going to the event. So the Casa Amor girls had a reunion with just them, except for Leslie, because Leslie and them had a falling out as well. Last week, I did not see any OG girls with them. Florida wasn't there. Amy wasn't there. None of the guys that weren't Casa guys were. Giovanni wasn't there. None of them were at this reunion that they created in Miami. This week, when everybody comes out the villa and Cash has, said she's going to talk to them about trying to get them to come to the event at the end of the week, all of a sudden, Jenny posts, no, she's not coming to the reunion. She wasn't invited. Cash had already previously stated she was really trying to make it an OG/Florida thing. She wasn't trying to make it a everybody thing. So
yeah,
this is not a
Island reunion season 3.
Right. This was Cash is being hosted for an event somewhere where she used to work. And she's inviting the people that she felt like she was close to. She said Isaiah wasn't even invited. Exactly. What then ended up happening is all these people come out of the villa from the end of the show. And she had invited, Corey and Olivia, Will and Kira. And then Jeremy, of course, invited like Bailey. And then when they were having a conversation on the live, to find out if Will and Jeremy were coming, it sounded like Charlie invited himself. And so Alana is invited as well. But again, and now it looks like Ellie is coming, Casey is coming, Andre's not coming. So I don't think she formally invited Casey or Andre either. So my whole thing is, if you want to go, just go. Yes. Or get up Cash and go. Like, I don't understand.
And you're like, okay, I didn't get to meet you, but I wanted to meet you. Like, I know I wasn't officially invited, but I decided I wanted to be. I don't know. I was going to be in New York, and I wanted to be, a part of this and welcome you home.
She's not even. She lives in Florida, and she's not even in Florida. She's in New Orleans. So I don't understand why Kay is mad. And also, even if she got to hug Cash before they left, Cash does not know her. She did not spend any time with her.
They follow each other on IG even?
I think somebody said that she doesn't even follow her. So yeah. I don't understand.
Exactly. The cast of boys aren't invited, so why be so mad? Exactly.
And they could have been invited because Charlie wanted to. He knew where it was. He could have invited them if he wanted to. I don't understand why anybody who's a Casa girl would be mad that they're not invited to this event, especially if you're not Jenny or Leslie.
Exactly. It's so bizarre to me that like Kay is wanting this. So yeah, Cash likes Ellie, so Brandy's not surprised by that invite. Exactly. It's just like if you don't know Cash, why you getting press? Like,
Right. And they said that they were going on a world tour. So Cash said that they're going to do Miami in a few weeks. They're also going to, she's also going out to LA, and then they're all going, a few of them are going to go to Scottsdale to go to Olivia. So my whole thing is, who told you weren't going to be invited to the Miami section of the world tour? Why did you have to be invited to this New York event when you don't know the girl? And then people are trying to say that Cash is fake for not inviting the Casa girls, but I think it actually would have been fake of her to not invite Isaiah, but invite all the Casa girls. That doesn't make any sense. She doesn't even know them.
Brandy says Jenny has drama with Charlie and Shannon. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, I don't even think Jenny is upset though, because she didn't seem, yeah, she didn't seem upset. It's just people were asking, was she coming?
Yeah.
And she said, no, I'm not going wherever it is. I'm not coming. I wasn't invited. She's like, it's okay. I understand, which makes sense. She's not friends with Shannon anymore. And she hates Charlie, even though Charlie wasn't invited. He invited himself. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand why I don't understand why Kay is mad. And she keeps saying all these people that I'm close to didn't invite me. And I'm like, who are you close to? So are you mad at the board?
Like, you're closer to Cash than Kay is, it seems. So like,
I'm like, who are you close to? So she's got to be mad at the boys, because that's the only people she could.
Maybe
So you're mad at Cinco. You're mad at, well, she didn't meet Giovanni. So you're mad at Cinco. You're mad at Corey. You're mad at Jeremy, but they just got out. You're mad at Will. They just got out. Like, I don't understand the point. I don't understand the point.
All the girls are making sure they say they're not mad at Cash.
That's what I'm saying. So you're mad at the boys, but it's not their event. She's mad at Cinco. She's got to be mad at Cinco, but for freaking what? It's his girls' party that you don't know. That's like inviting. So that's like inviting some random person from your job to an event that your girlfriend is having.
And you were like, it's also weird. Like, we were kind of dating for a moment, and now you want to be invited to my girlfriend's like event, and you've never met her before, and we're not close. It's very weird.
Very weird.
Very, very weird. Yeah, she must be mad at Will. Maybe Will made out with her and we just never saw. Anyway, so that's the tea, guys. Kay is mad for no particular reason. Let's see if Kay shows up at the event tonight. Document that if it happens, please. Yeah. Mika, the best place to probably bump and meet them is in the bathroom. So that's how you got to go.
I'll be live from the bathroom for like a half hour, guys.
That's the way that you get them. It's more quiet in there. Like, people are not going to be bugging her as much, most likely, and so that's the trick. Yeah. Talk to her in the bathroom if you get a chance. So I'm excited to see the footage tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining us. You know that we love these recaps with you guys. Super fun, just connecting over our favorite show, our summer getaway, Love Island UK season 7. If you haven't done so already, please do us a favor here and subscribe. We love having new friends in the family. And we will be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. And Tamika will be live sometime tonight. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you soon. Like this video and leave a comment.